Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Aeon here. Today we're diving into one of the most important and complex parts of Minecraft: villagers. Villagers are way more than just wandering NPCs. They're essential for powerful trades, automatic farms, and even strategic gameplay. In this Ultimate Villager Guide, I'll be covering everything you need to know, from how to breed them, to setting up a trading hall, to optimizing their professions for the best traits in the game. If you want to turn your village into a thriving empire, stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to make villagers work for you. Alright, let's get into it. Before we dive into the mechanics, let's cover the basics. Villagers are passive mobs that naturally generate in villages. There are 7 villager types, however, based on their biome. You can have plains villagers, desert villagers, savanna villagers, taiga villagers, and snowy villagers, but you can also have swamp and jungle villagers. Each type of villager has unique clothing that reflects their biome. For example, desert villagers wear light-colored robes, and snowy villagers wear wool-lined clothing and earmuffs. Villagers follow a daily schedule. They have work time, in which they'll work at their job site if they have one, gathering time, in which they'll gather food and interact with other villagers. Then they have the home time, in which they return to their bed at night to sleep. And for the babies, they also have playtime, in which baby villagers will jump on beds and run around for fun, for example. Understanding the schedule is key when setting up trading halls or farming systems, but more on that later. If you want to create a large, thriving village, you'll need to understand villager breeding. To breed villagers, you need at least 2 villagers, enough beds for each villager plus 1 extra for the baby, and food to increase the willingness to breed. The food requirements are either 12 carrots, potatoes, or beetroots per villager, or 3 pieces of bread. When 2 villagers have enough food and an extra bed is available, they'll enter their breeding mode. They'll face each other, hearts will appear on top of them, and boom, you have a baby villager. It takes 20 minutes for a baby villager to grow into an adult. If you want to automate this process, you can build a villager breeder. A breeder allows you to generate a steady stream of villagers for trading or farm setups. I'm not going to cover how to build one in this video, but if you're interested in that, let me know and I'll make a dedicated guide. So stay tuned for that. Now let's talk about villager professions. But before we get into that, I have a very important message. We're so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers. So if you've been enjoying the content and if you want to be part of this journey, please hit that subscribe button. Every single one counts and it would mean a lot to have you on board. Let's hit that milestone together. With that said, let's continue. Villagers can have up to 15 different professions determined by their job site block. If a villager hasn't picked up a job yet, you can give them one by placing a job site block nearby. In order to get a farmer villager, you'll need a composter. A librarian needs a lectern, a fletcher needs a fletching table, a toolsmith needs a smithing table, an armorer needs a blast furnace, a weaponsmith needs a grindstone, a cartographer needs a cartography table, a cleric needs a brewing stand, a fisherman needs a barrel, a butcher needs a smoker, a leatherworker needs a cauldron, a mason needs a stonecutter, a shepherd needs a loom. All these professions can be very useful as you'll be able to trade with them and you'll get some awesome things. Farmers, for example, give you golden carrots. Librarians are very important as they'll sell you enchanted books, like mending, for example, which you cannot get through the enchanting table. Toolsmith, armor, and weaponsmith can also be pretty useful as they'll be able to sell you diamond tools, weapons, and armor. Overall, I'd say librarians are the most valuable profession since, as mentioned before, they offer powerful enchantments like mending. Let's talk about trading. Trading is where villagers become insanely useful. In order to trade with the villager, you need to right-click a villager to open the trade menu. Each trade consumes work time. Villagers can refresh their trades twice per day, once in the morning and once in the afternoon. There are different trade tiers starting from novice to apprentice to journeyman to expert to master. Depending on the trade tier, the villager will offer you different kinds of trades, with master having the best possible trades. The currency for trading with villagers are emeralds. Villagers can adjust their prices depending on how often you trade with them. Sometimes they'll give you discounts, but sometimes prices will be more expensive. If you hurt another villager nearby or close to them, it will anger the villagers and prices will increase, for example. However, if you fend off a raid, for example, they'll give you some discounts. Another tip is if villagers' prices are too high, you can convert them into a zombie villager and cure them in order to get a massive trade discount. You can even do this over and over again until you get prices as low as 1 emerald. In order to cure a zombie villager, all you need is a splash potion of weakness and a golden apple. First, splash the villager with the splash potion of weakness, and then right click the villager with the golden apple. Now you will need to wait a few minutes and the zombie villager will turn back into a normal villager. Villagers are also very useful for farms, such as iron farms. Once you have a good number of villagers, you can start to set up an iron farm. An iron farm allows you to farm large amounts of iron by using the golem spawning mechanic. Villagers need to gossip and sleep to spawn iron golems, and a properly designed iron farm will funnel golems into a killing zone, usually lava or something else, and collect the iron automatically. I'm not going to go into full details here, but if you're interested, I'll make a dedicated guide on how to build an efficient iron farm. Let's talk about reputation and gossip. As I've mentioned before, villagers track your behavior through reputation. Positive reputation is attained by trading and curing zombie villagers, and negative reputation is attained by hitting or killing villagers or not protecting them from raids. As I've said before, negative reputation increases trading costs and can cause iron golems to attack you on sight. If you accidentally lower your reputation, you can cure zombie villagers, for example. Villagers are also vulnerable, so it's very important to protect them. There's several ways to do this. You can either build walls around the village so mobs cannot get in. You can use lighting to prevent mob spawns with torches or glowstone, for example. You can add some iron golems, they automatically defend villagers from hostile mobs. And you can also set up some beds so villagers have a reason to stay inside at night. And that's everything you need to know about villagers in Minecraft. If you found this quick guide helpful, be sure to drop a like and subscribe for more Minecraft guides. Also let me know in the comments what your favorite villager trade is. Personally, I'm all about that mending trade. I mean, you gotta have mending if you wanna survive in Minecraft. Thanks for watching and catch you in the next one.